Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Once again, I'm going to be showing you a farming video again. I'm going to recap and or reiterate a farming video that I had done. And basically it was the Nemesis 3 currency using the harbinger. However, it is a way cheaper budget and a more consistent payout than the known methods. So I implore you to please check this out and please use this to your advantage, because not a lot of people know about this, and as of now, I'm not a big name, so people aren't going to know about this. So please check this out. But without further ado, let's pick a character. So I'm thinking we're going to play my MF Ice Shot so you can see how that is. Come on, load up. Alright, perfect. Alright, so this is my self-chill one. You know what? Let's have some fun with self-chill. I haven't played my self-chill. I shot in a few. So let's give it a go and kind of give you a rundown of what we're doing. So as you know, there is a farming method going around right now. Let me make sure I have my inspireds in before I mess up. Inspired 1 in, got the nodes, and my, what's this? This is inspired? This is not an inspired. Why is this? Oh, because it's corrupted blood. Go figure. I guess that's for resistances. Yeah, pretty much. I can probably drop it and put my second inspired in, so that's what we're... Oh, it's for stats. Alright, well, we'll figure it out later. So, the known method for farming Waldo's Rest is using the standard watchstones, which were used in the last league, and the standard watchstones was auspicious, and then the harbingers is the one that a lot of people are liking. Now I have done a lot of testing with my auspicious ones, and I have done a lot of testing with mine, and I promise you the amount of currency I find with the method that I've been using is a lot more consistent and a lot better. Syndicates, investigators, I don't know where I put them. Here somewhere, I promise. This them? Here we go. Well, I have stacks of currency shards, and then I have the auspicious. I also have a set of 3 harbingers. They're just somewhere in my remove only tabs, but pretty much we're just gonna say no to platinum, because platinum's not what we're gonna need to roll. Instead, we want to roll what you see here. It's called imposing. Now, imposing is a modifier that says rare monsters and areas have up to 7% increased chance to drop or 7% chance to drop additional basic currency. So to put this in perspective, let's real quick, like, we're gonna get a Waldo's Rest map. And let's see, we're just gonna find a random one. Ashen Woods is fine. Don't care about Fizz Reflect. So let's see. I am gonna chisel Alkit and real quick just to kind of, so you can kind of see. 91 quant, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, instead of using the method of getting a scarab, which the scarabs are not cheap right now, they're not cheap in the slightest, well, at least the harbinger ones. Instead, we're going to do something like, let's just say we want to do uniques, right? Uniques are usually dirt cheap always, and this is going to be the method we're going to do. So then we're going to put all these in here, and just so you can see, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3 of the imposing watchstone. on top of the 3 that we have, we also have 1 Chaos Orbs have 0.7% chance to drop its full stack. This ends up being 1%, so that means 1 out of every 100 Chaos Orbs you find will have a stack to just drop a stack of, what is it, 10? Which, all in all, it doesn't seem like it's too great, but it's better than getting a stack of 20 alts, because 10 Chaos is more than 20 alts. Without further ado, I'm just going to put this map in so you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this is standard, so I do have the infused craft. Instead, I'm just going to put the harbinger craft on. I'm going to pay 4 chaos. So initial investment is 4 chaos, a map, 3 fragments, and a reliquary scarab. And we're doing the reliquary scarab because we don't really care too much about a lot of the extras. So let's see what we get. Now, as you know, the new modifier says something along the lines of, instead of giving you 1 giant pack guaranteed, you have 30% chance to be basically ambushed by like a bunch of boss harbingers, a bunch of rare mobs and stuff like that. And when you're doing methods like this, like Nemesis 3 currency, that is extremely powerful because you end up getting a lot for it. Well, here we go. Looks like we got one of them switched for a boss. So as you see, instead of getting the 3 currency, I got 4 on that one. It's not a all the time thing, obviously it's not going to happen every time, but it will happen pretty often. This is a not even crazy juice map. I don't have any kind of delirium going on this map. I don't have any kind of beyond. It's just a Alcan Go map. I didn't even roll a Nemesis on it, as you saw. And that Harbinger pack dropped me a whole bunch of currency. Now you might be thinking, well, why did I waste the thing when I didn't even have the Nemesis modifier or anything on the map? Well, this is just to kind of prove a point that you don't really necessarily have to to roll your maps really crazily, and you don't have to spend 30x to get, really expensive watchstones. Instead, you can basically roll a couple of 10C watchstones, and if I remember my math correctly, I think it was 600 to 700 alterations total to roll all 4 watchstones the way they are now. And I am still trying to get tier 1s on them eventually, but just as an as-is video, this is where I am at.
My mana is gone.
So if I had the Nemesis modifier on here, by the way, it would increase the amount of rare monsters I get and my overall loot. But this is, again, this video was kind of here to kind of show you, hey, you don't need to spend, thousands and thousands of alterations, or, basically a down payment on a build just to get your setup going the way you need to. You can get it going really cheaply and really efficiently. And I'm even gonna roll another set of watchstones and then roll Nemesis on it to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, if you want to go full on cracked out method and spend the gilded scarabs for this, getting more harbingers, if you want to do any of that, that is totally viable and it is totally worth it. But this is just kind of a, you don't have the currency saved up yet to buy all these kind of scarabs, you don't have the currency saved up yet to do anything, you just have, maybe 20-30 chaos, and maybe you can buy 1 or 2 of these Valdo's watchstones instead of paying max price for them, for the other ones. Okay, so let's see what we got. So as you see, this is all the raw currency we got in one map, and this is just your standard like no nemesis modifier map, and just kind of like thrown together Alk and Go with chisels and stuff. I didn't spend the time to roll it with nemesis because I just, you know, I wanted to show you that this method works, and it works on pretty much nothing. So now I'm going to spend my spend a whole bunch of sextants, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll Nemesis drops 3 currency again. So first we have to roll on all of these, and then we just roll over the bad ones. We don't need lightning damage or fizz damage. Smuggler's Cash isn't bad. Now, again, I am in standard, so I have the currency to afford rolling these. This is also a good modifier. This guarantees you at least a harbinger on your map. Basically, it says you're guaranteed 1 harbinger and you get more currency, and the harbinger can be rolled into a 30% better one. So we're going to keep that. And sorry, 30% to be rolled into the big one. I didn't speak right. Unique monsters drop corrupted items. That's cool. Now, this method is actually a method used currently in League where you hard roll Nemesis 3 currency. You can spend anywhere from like 3 to 20 sextants all the way up to 200. Before this last set of, like that last map that you saw, I think I spent 8 or 7 to get that one, and then the one before was like 140. So it's it can be pretty rough, but it is definitely worth it if you get the min-max going, and it is more than worth it if you decide to you know, pull your build as far as you can go. And wow, all right. Lucky I'm in standard and I have a lot of these, but this is a lot regardless. This is a lot of really good rolls. Ooh, that's really good too. Alright, we're gonna pick one of these. We're gonna pick the cold damage one and roll over this. There we go. Nemesis monsters drop 3 additional basic currency. So, I think that was about 100. Could have been less, could have been more. I don't remember. But let's see. Yeah, it looks like it was about 100. But you're about to see why it's worth it if you're gonna force roll these on. This is going to be a more cracked out kind of map. So let's pick up all those reps map real quick. VALDO. And then Maze. No, Maze is too indoorsy. Necropolis. Do I have another canyon? If I have another canyon, I just go on there. Here we go. So let's see. We're gonna pick. We're just gonna pick a couple canyons out just so we can have them ready. So let's just say for you know, to start, we dropped 100 sextants. Depending on, you know, how late in League it is. I know for me they're 2 or 3 chaos each. I know in console they're like 5C each, and you're about to see why they are so expensive in this next map. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try it first on self-chill, but because there is lag and latency and stuff like that, and you know, I am on a squishy character, I may have to switch. Ooh, this is good. So we like Beyond. Beyond is really strong, but we really, really like... Oh, I just rolled over Nemesis twice, dude. We really, really want Nemesis, because, you know, as you saw before, that was a decent amount of currency, and that's just kind of showing you get more stacks of currency, and it all adds up real quickly. This is going to be showing you that how much more they add up if you have your setup, you know, the way you need it to be. This is crazy. This is alright, there we go. That was at least 30 chaos rolling that one map. That's no bueno. Oh, and it immediately alks. Alright. First things first. D-line. So, we didn't really get any uniques in that map, as you saw. We got a couple here and there, but I was just kind of showing you. Now, instead of running that, I am going to run 4 fragments to give you more quantity. This is even more of a budget. This way, you're not running any kind of you know, things. So initial budget was, let's just kind of ballpark it at like 100 sextants, so 400 C and 100 C flat. We'll just say like 500 chaos, okay? So we have 500 chaos. The fragments are like 5 for a chaos or something like that, so we're not going to count that. The maps you usually over sustain if you're at this point anyway. I'm not going to count that. So what I am going to count is the investment, and then of course it's going to be the 4C for the map itself, and I'm going to put 1 delirium orb on this just to give you a kind of outlook of, you know, what you're looking at. Oh, excuse me. An outlook of what you're looking at, and, you know, how much value you can get out of it. So I have a lot of these. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put it on the Nemesis Beyond one. So 20% delirious. So now we have a Nemesis Beyond map. We are going to put this Nemesis Beyond map in, and we're going to put Harbinger on for 4 chaos. And just because I'm going to throw in an Alva, just so I can kind of get as much as I can out of it. So our goal here is, since we spent an estimated, let's see, 400, we'll say 410 chaos, let's say, to roll the sextant modifiers we rolled, and then 20 chaos, we'll say, for the map, total 25 if you include the map itself, and then sextants are like dirt, so, you know, let's just say we spent all that, right? So 440 chaos, we'd have to make 120 back, I believe, 100, no, let's say 105 back in one map at least to break even. Well, let's see about that real quick, okay?
My mana is gone.
It's already, as you can hear, it's already starting to get crazy. Please die, thank you. So what I might do is, if I'm having problems on this one, if I die, I'll just switch to my Hollow Palm. And my Hollow Palm is a little slower, but I think it's a little faster on damage, so it'll kind of balance itself out in a way. I barely dodging bullets here. Sorry for the frame drops. I'm trying to move, but I don't know what's holding me still. I think it was those vine snare guys that wouldn't let me dash. So this one's going to be a little bit more, you know, in depth or a little bit longer. Remember, I am not using any scarabs. All this loot is with no scarabs. I am using 4 fragments, and I am using watchstones. That'll cost you, like, for the cost of rolling all 4 of these watchstones, alterations included, is going to cost you less than the ladens, and then you'd still have money left over to go out and spend on the rest of this setup. Oh, we died. Alright, so like I said, I'm actually going to log over to my hollow palm, just because this is going to be like, I'm going to clear it real quick and then show you. As I said, there is a kind of, not necessarily a misunderstanding, but a misconception that what do you want to, what I'm trying to say, there's a misconception that the best method is using the Layden's Watchstone. And although in some aspects you might be right, the Layden's Watchstone or the Harbinger's Watchstone with the Auspicious can get you and net you, you know, another Harbinger, for example, or it can net you more currency shards. Currency shards aren't raw currency, so just remember this. Even though you can get another currency shard, why wouldn't you just instead get another raw currency, right? So this is why we're doing this method this way instead of doing it, you know, the other way, is because all we're trying to do here is get as much as we can for as little as we can and save the investment where we can. So my method obviously is my method, and I'm not trying to say don't copy me. I'm putting this out there so people know, and I really hope this helps people, especially since, you know, this is something that's extremely valuable, extremely profitable, and well more than worth it. Now, one downside is I am going to probably have to switch back to my other character to do my Alva temples, because I cannot do them on this character, or I can just skip them. It's not really a big deal. If I skip them, then we'll just say it was a wash for that. Alright. As you see, I'm still leveling up gems, but this is Legacy Hollow Palm, so I don't really need to do a lot. I just kind of spin and everything's dead. Oh, we found another Harbinger pack, and we got a teleport buff. Oh, is it a big one? It's a big one. Alright, now you can kind of see what I mean by the amounts of currency you're getting per map. Now, just remember, this is kind of reassuring things. This is less than the overall cost to roll your Auspicious Watchstone itself. This whole method, this is less investment per map, and this is more profit, in my opinion, than just doing the standard auspicious Watchstone setup.
The emptiness shattered like ice, and through each crack rushed the tumultant mass, carving their place in existence with
And here's the Harbinger at the boss. I don't think it's a super though.
Even the stars themselves
Might be.
began to vanish behind the tangle
Things are
of
spawning.
and screaming mouths. Yet there was no predator but the one that lurked in the shadow.
Alright, Tezok, can you die please? You're really annoying. Alright, let's go ahead and start looting. So, if you remember, I said we need about 105 chaos back per map, right? 105 chaos per map, and that wasn't including the map cost itself, because as I explained before, you're going to over sustain your maps. It's not a if, ands, or but, it's going to happen. And so let's just quickly clear these guys real quick, take care of them. Alright. So keeping that in mind, 105 chaos is what I quoted. And obviously, Just in the maps themselves, we're not going to count the maps, but just in the maps themselves, I have over tripled the map return. Thing is, when you kill a lot of enemies, you tend to drop a lot of maps, right?
I can't do this just yet.
Poor shackles, they will never be used again. Alright. Excuse me. I need to take care of these guys real quick. Gonna spawn more rares. I'll take him out. So 105 chaos. That's what I quoted. Let's go ahead and kill this metamorph too, because the metamorph can give you rares, which gives you just more overall of things. I think spawning more rares is actually going to be more valuable. I have 2 bosses though, so I can change this one. No, that's white. Alright. So now we drop our totems, Fog Race, and we spin. As we kill the metamorph, the rares spawn, we get buffs, we come back, and metamorph dies eventually. It's a board map, so, you know, here's what it is. Alright, mini little loot explosion from the metamorph. Cool, cool. Now let's go loot this big harbinger pack that we did. How about that? See, as you see, the shards, they still show up. You still get a lot of shards. But from my experience, if you have the auspicious watchstone, you're not always going to get a lot of currency, a lot of good currency. Sometimes, instead of getting a whole bunch of little shards, you'll get like 3 ancient shards or like 2 stacks of ancient shards. And that's it. And in my opinion, even though it's still good if you're farming for ancient orbs, it's no longer the, you know, best thing to do. So, you know, that's just my opinion. Oh, there we go. We actually found a 10 stack of chaos orbs, and right there, that just kind of shows you, hey, look, this is a viable method. You know, you're gonna get 10 stacks eventually. Obviously, you can up that chance. You get a 2% chance, which means 2 out of every 100 chaos you drop will be a stack of 10, and that'll help you pay your maps back faster and get you more profit. Alright, looks like my inventory is full. I still have a lot to loot, so let's just, Orb of Unminking, that's worth something too. That's like 10 chaos by itself. Alright, so, well, I don't need that. Let's go back and loot now.
I believe in traveling light.
What I'll try and do is I'll try and quickly go over looting this. I'm sorry this has to be part of the content, but you know, this is just kind of here to show you, like, look, this method 100% viable. You should be doing it. It definitely works. So let's see. I can keep the ancient shards. I don't need that. Let's drop that. Drop that. Drop that. Drop those, and those. I'll try and keep track of those just so you guys can kind of see what I'm leaving on the floor later. Alright, I think we're actually done clearing the map and picking up the loot. So if you remember, I said 105 chaos, right? 105 chaos, And
I believe in traveling light.
let's just leave those alone. Okay, so out of the 105 chaos I spent, here is 10, 20, 30, 33 raw chaos back. Then remember, I didn't do my alvas. What I think I'll do is I'll try and do it off the video, just so I can kind of, you know, get this map done and over with, get this video done and over with. So this was 33 raw chaos. On top of it, we got 40 alts, we got annulment, we got orb of unmaking, and we got 3 times the map return back, and a Coster's Malice card, was just kind of whatever. But one of the big things is we spent a little bit of sextants doing this thing. We got 6 back in one map, and then we got 6 of the prime and 1 of the simple. So we did get, like, if I were to guess, if I were to sell this, sell the maps, this probably, I'd like to say, be a little more than 100. And I am saying again that I pretty much got unlucky. Usually I pop an Exalt out of these. That was an unlucky run. But I also couldn't get my alvas done. And what I can do is, after I do these alvas, I will post the results of, basically of this video, of the results of the alvas after this, so you guys can see like how much more or how much less it was. So without further ado, I hope this was very informative for you. Just try and make it your own. Do whatever you can. Get your currency whatever way you have to get it. And remember that, you know, the more you're going to put into it, the more you're going to get out. What I can do after this is I can roll a 1 Delirium Orb map with Nemesis. It won't have Beyond. I'll put one of those other Nemesis ones on it, and I'll put a Harbinger Scarab on it, so you can see how much more you get. Every single Harbinger you get, you're going to notice a big chunk, especially if they're flipped to the Super Harbingers. Just the small Harbingers, you're going to get some rares, so the Super Harbinger ones, you get almost only rares, and it just really stacks up the currency. Alright, now that everything's put away, thank you very much for joining me again on this adventure, and if this was helpful, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be promoting my Twitch channel again. From now on, I'm going to be promoting it, and I haven't started officially streaming yet, but I'm going to be promoting it on Reddit. I'm going to be promoting it on the Path of Exile forums, and basically promoting myself as a content creator. And this is something I really want to get into, so if anyone is interested in my content, or would like to join me in a stream one day and see exactly, you know, my process of figuring out fun stuff to do in different regions, please feel free to leave me a message on my comments and say, hey, I'll join your stream, or anything like that. And as it sits, I have a couple people who regularly give me build requests, and I get to them as I get to them, but I have content of my own that I have planned, and when I can, I make these videos based on requests. So far I have a couple requests in, which I'll get to as I get to it. Now, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you joining me. So I don't forget, my Twitch is Chaos-Reigns, spelt the same way, but it's an S at the end. This is basically, I'm not on it all the time. I usually stream random games, but I can start streaming content and having people join if that's what people want to do. I appreciate you joining me. I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a longer video, but I felt like people really needed to know about this farming method, and you know how much better it can be than spending so much more for barely anything extra. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a good one.